So when we met, I had, like most people I would imagine, completely made up my mind about what wrestling was.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand it. I had this sort of idea in my mind that it was fake. And, I had friends that were mixed martial artists and like fighters. And I understood that. But for some reason, I didn't understand it. And I asked a very good friend of mine who's obsessed with wrestling. And I asked him what it was or what it is about wrestling that he loves so much. And he explained it to me in such a simple way. And he said, I'm invested in you as a character when I watch your TV shows, and I know it's not you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing. He said, think of it as a traveling TV show that's like a soap opera that just keeps going.
Non-stop.
And you're invested in these characters, and you have an emotional connection to these characters because you're welcoming them into your home every week, just like you do a TV show. And the good characters, the ones that you see rise to the top, that you have the biggest connection to, are the ones that are really good on the mic. And you see those characters continue in wrestling. But he said, I have an emotional connection to these people. They feel like they're a part of my life, just as if I'm watching a TV show every week. And it finally made sense to me. Yeah. And because that's when I knew I was going to work with you on Mandalorian. And I was like, tell me about wrestling. Like, explain this to me.
Yeah.
Because at that point I was like, okay, like I knew The Rock. I knew John Cena. I knew who China was back in the day. Like, I knew who some people were, but I didn't know wrestling.
Right.
And I think the first time, so I learned that. And then the first time I watched one of your matches, I was like, oh, shit. Like, this is crazy.
It's crazy.
Like, this is amazing. The respect I have for what you're doing physically now, how do you explain it to people that don't understand wrestling?
It's very hard for me to explain it because, like you said, like people always just want to call it fake. And I just don't even have the time today to even explain it to people that want to call it fake because it's not. What I do in the ring is so very, very real. People legit can get paralyzed, they can get hurt, they can end their careers forever. It's such a hard sport. And it's so crazy that it's not considered as a real sport.
Yeah.
But it is predetermined. So that's why. Someone is in the back, like the Wizard of Oz, writing down on a piece of paper who's going to win and who's going to lose and who's going to be our next champion and where do they want the storyline to be. So sometimes like that can be very hard. But what we do in the ring as wrestlers is very much real. We have to go train before we even get into that ring, put in years of work to make sure that we don't hurt our opponent. And we have to be so focused and so keened in because this is a live television show. So not only do we have to memorize scripts of promos or things that they're just handing to us 5 minutes beforehand, sometimes we have to memorize a 30-minute match. And sometimes we don't even have that planned out. We just have to, throw out little parts and the rest is called into the ring. It's quite magical what we do. It's very, very beautiful. But in a second, one mistake, one miscommunication can change everything. So that just makes it even more hard and more real. And we don't get any days off. We get no weeks off. We don't get any vacation time off. It's a legit 5 days out of the week. Go, 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 go. So it's nonstop. I always think about like when I'm done wrestling or after I have a match, how I can just legit just put on regular clothes and just walk around like I didn't have like a 20-minute match and I just act like my body's completely fine. But, I'm beating myself up on a weekly basis, but I enjoy it so much. It's such a weird feeling. I get such a high off the pain.
Well, I get that because I have a little bit of that in me too.
Yeah.
I have this thing that if I don't feel pain, if I don't feel the workout, that I didn't work hard enough.